not a shot, but a drink, right?
It is a drink, yeah.
Rob, your face. Oh, my God.
It's the same face he had when I was making it.
So dumb.
Totally uninterested.
Was submitted back on August 27th by Jason,
Hey, Jason.
who ordered us to try out a Kalhua float.
It sounds good.
2 ounces of Kalhua, and then this is for one drink, a 12-ounce can of Dr. Pepper. To make it more floaty, you would add 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream. We're not doing.
Yeah, we didn't want to make a mess in here.
Yeah, no. So here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We're gonna try the drink. We're gonna sip on it, and then while we're sipping on it or ignoring it, we'll get to the other items in the drinking with the maggot segment. So here we go with the Kalhua float from Jason.
Drink it, take it, shoot it, drink it with the maggots. May the winds of fortune sail you, may your ship sail a gentle sea. May it always be another guy who says this drink to me. Drink it, take it, shoot it, drink it with the maggots.
So that was a horrendous face that you, Amanda, made having drunk that. Why is that?
It's way too sweet for me, and I don't like the pairing of the coffee Kalhua flavor with the Dr. Pepper. I don't like it.
Here's what I don't understand. I don't get the idea of sitting around drinking this over ice, sipping it throughout the. I mean, it's fine.
It's too thick, and I don't get why you have to do the mixture. I see how people would think it would be good in a float, but it tastes like cough syrup to me.
It's like sitting
exactly, cough syrup.
It's sitting on my tongue.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I think it's really good.
Of course.
Of course.
And if there was ice cream, amazing.
Oh, God. All right. Other than it being called Vintage Cowboy, why are you drinking this? Why do you know about this?
So
because you're a hick. That's the premise.
Brochure's
my
cute,
cousin
too.
Alice, my cousin Alice is a hick too, and so is her husband John. They farm, and so they know one of the sons of this family that's been farming for a ranching.
So there is a personal connection.
Well, yeah, we were over their house one day, and she brought out this wine. She's like, "Oh my gosh, try this wine." We went to Cal Poly with one of the sons, and that's how they know him. And of course, I was enamored with just the bottle. It was so cute, right? And then she's like, "Oh no, they've been cattle ranchers, 5th generation, horse ranching, but also in 1995." They also have a 32. They started their 32-acre vintage. What's it called? Vineyard, right? Yeah. And so they've been doing this since 1995. And I remember liking. I don't know what we tasted because I got drunk. I don't know if it was the Cab, the Merlot, whatever it was. I remember liking it. And this was months and months ago. And so now fast forward to us doing this. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to go order online. And the brochure you're looking at is what you get also when you order a bottle.
For 5 generations, the Arnold family has lived and worked on the original ranch land in San Luis Obispo, raising beef, cattle, horses, farming, planted their 32-acre vineyard in 1995. As I said, no joke, they are making wines in that area that are becoming more and more acceptable to wine snobs. It has to be from France.
And they're really proud of like my cousin Alice and her husband are of just kind of preserving this way of life as well. And so they, they love wine, but they also love the cowboy lifestyle. So they kind of incorporated the two.
Dawn likes it because the T in vintage is actually a longhorn steer.
It's a really cool bottle.
Yeah. A bottle of 2011 Cabernet Sauvignon that Dawn has brought us to try. So it's got a nice bouquet.
Nice bouquet, yeah. It's nice and
It has nice legs on it too.
And for wine drinkers, I mean, Cabernet is a serious wine. So if you're like a white Zin person, you don't graduate to this. It's 2011 will be a younger Cabernet at this point, regardless of where it's from. But we are producing now in California a lot of young wines that are meant to be drunk. It used to be old school, especially Cabernet, that when you produce it, you don't drink that for 5 years, 10 years, you got to hold it. They've changed that to adapt to society now, and there's a lot of wines that when they produce them, you drink them almost immediately. I haven't tried this yet, so I'm just saying just in general. There's a lot of great 2011s, 2012s that are ready to be drunk.
I didn't know what year to order. I should have called you when I was ordering. There was other stuff to choose from. I had no idea.
It varies by region as well, though.
It's like, I should have called Alice before I did this.
2011 can be a big year in Napa and a terrible year in Paso and San Luis Obispo. 2011 can be a big year in Napa and a terrible year in Sonoma, in fact.
I think it's smooth.
Oh, it's very smooth. It doesn't have, for those that love, those that are afraid of Cabernet, there's none of that bite.
I hate that bite.
Tannins, that's where that comes from. Big cabs have a lot of tannins, and that means you're more of a Merlot person if you don't like the bite. But there's nothing wrong with that. You know, this snobs. Oh, well, then you don't have a refined palate. No.
I don't have a refined palate, and I'm okay with that.
All right.
One thing that I've come to learn and appreciate about wine is when you taste it, you can taste the region that it's from, and you could taste like how the grass might smell or how the air might smell, and you could definitely tell that this is from that area, and it's really good.
It is very, and again, San Luis Obispo is a little further down the road than Paso Robles, but that whole area has exploded in the last 5 years. It's very Paso-y. And people, you're absolutely right. You fall in love with regions. Amador County, the foothills, Paso is just exploded, and you can taste it, and it's worth trying if you're into that region. It's a night, and you're right, Dawn. It's very smooth.
I love smooth wine.
There's none of that tanniny bite that most cabs get. I mean, Cabernets are usually this big, full. Oh, you feel it on the back of your tongue. Now, if you like cabs, you're like, yeah, Rob, I want that. Well,
They might have one of those, but I don't know which. Maybe it's another year.
For those of you that are way into wine, this to me, because I'm way into wine, this is like a Napa Merlot, and that's not a put down. That's just more of like for those that kind of follow wine. That's more like what this is like. So we've got all the details. They're already posted at radradio.com.
It's the Rob, Anybody, and Dawn Show.